What it be, everybody? It's your boy, the Grumpeteer, and I'm back again with the Steven Universe vlog. And today's episode is Sadie Killa. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Akacha, kacha, 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 yeah. Wow, that was an obscure one. And so in this episode, Sadie is visited by Steven at the Big Donut, and it seems that Sadie's a bit busy because now she has to take over Lars's responsibilities because Lars is in space, which we haven't really. We're just going to leave that alone for a little bit. We haven't really even spoken about Lars in space for a few episodes, but I digress. And so, Sadie's really overworked, and Steven says if she'd like to find a way to relieve her stress, she can come to this band practice that Steven has. Steven's in a band now with the cool kids, and if Sadie wants to come, then sure, why not? And so when Sadie goes to one of the practices, she shows up too late because she was too busy at work. So to compensate, the cool kids and Steven, or I guess the band, show up at Sadie's house, and when they go downstairs, they discover that she has a whole bunch of cool Bulgarian horror movies. And popping one of them in, they get an idea for a beat, and they play a sick track that Sadie starts dropping some mad, crazy lyrics over, and they really like it a lot. They want her to be part of the group, but Sadie doesn't have time. She's at work, and it turns out that the group is really suffering without her. Steven is having a tough time writing the scary lyrics that she could just deliver on the spot. And when it seems that Steven's going to have to deliver those spooky lyrics all by himself, Sadie comes and says that she quit her job. And now she can do the thing. And the episode ends at that. Which, I mean, I know it's going to be addressed, but does that leave the Big Donut with absolutely no employees? Who's their boss? Who facilitates the Big Donut? So this episode really was just a joy. I mean, I love Sadie, no matter how small the animators draw her, and I just love seeing the dark side of her that we've sort of seen in Joking Victim, or that episode with her mom, which I don't remember off the top of my head, and I feel really bad about. But I do love seeing, the sort of darker side of her when she's talking a lot more about her emotions instead of just sort of putting up the facade of being just a happy little kid who works at, the Big Donut. And now she doesn't work at the Big Donut anymore. And you really see that it gets to her having to do all this work and stuff, having to do all of Lars's shifts. And I think the musical number, I'm always really hesitant to talk about the musical numbers in this show because I always say something that I then take back in a later vlog. But I'm confident enough to say that I thought this music number was alright. I thought the instrumentation was phenomenal. I could have taken the delivery of the lyrics a bit better, but in the context of the episode, it made sense why they were delivered the slow, sort of weird way they were. And I love the visuals of this part. There's just these great shots of the way that they sort of set this up like a music video. There's parts of like these zombie movies playing in the background while Sadie's in the foreground. There's this great shot that ends the musical number where they just use, monochromatic colors, and, it sort of looks like she's got zombie, blood all over her face. It looked great. They really did this part well. And to be honest, I can't, much like the Dewey Wins episode, I can't exactly say why this episode exists, but I will say that I like this one as fun filler a lot more than I liked the Dewey episode. Not because there's anything specific I can point to. I just felt that the charm of this episode, the charm of Sadie, seeing her with her job and the foils of that are a lot more endearing and a lot more enjoyable to watch. Sadie's just an enjoyable character. I like seeing her a lot. And I really am interested in the way that this storyline of Sadie quitting her job is going to go. I really hope that they don't just forget about this, because they sort of just glossed over it because the episode ends right on her saying she quit her job. If they just sort of gloss over this, Sadie doesn't work there anymore, and then never show the donut again, really not going to be liking that. So we'll see. But overall, really enjoyed this episode. Yeah, good one. See you guys later.